to a super special episode of Get Pod Local. I'm Jalen, and I keep up with the news.
And I'm Joey, and I keep up with the policy.
And together we keep you hella informed. Lucky you.
It's been a while since we met like this. Well, not like this exactly. We have shifted to being more remote. I mean, the world is crazy, right? As everyone is very well aware, it's like insane. So, getting folks to come in, sit down, grab a whole hour of their time, and then navigate this garage downtown is just much easier to do it remotely like this. We'll get more people this way.
Yes, exactly. Especially with all of this going on. Besides, that studio that we were recording to viewed me as the personality hire only.
Boo.
Anywho, we back, baby.
Well, technically, we're just back on video right now because we've been very busy keeping you informed with current events. Jalen is writing beautiful newsletters and what's going on in those hallowed halls that are supposed to be working for us. We're trying to keep everyone super informed on all of that.
This is not a new season just yet. This is just a special episode because in Texas, we have a very special, very full election with 17 statewide constitutional amendments that will change how they spend our money.
Yeah, and as we've seen from how they're doing business in D.C., they are reckless with our money. There's no reason Argentina should have 20 billion.
40. They're trying to do 40 now.
40 billion of our dollars while the GOP is trying to jack up healthcare prices and we're in the middle of a shutdown. We're giving $40 million to a failing country.
That's right. And back to that healthcare part, they're trying to jack our prices up by 75%. And that's not a joke, by the way. That's why Dems are not budging. And for some reason, also Marjorie Taylor Greene, which is nice try. But I'm not going to trust a broken clock, ma'am. I'm not going to do it.
Yes. But we don't ever have to say she was right. We don't need to say
Yeah, that's right.
So here we are coming together to help you be as informed as possible about the upcoming election with 17 new constitutional amendments. So we're going to tell you about each one and then tell you how we're voting and why.
For those of you who follow us on Substack, you already seen Joey's Organizer's Corner when she broke these down and how she's voting for these. But we also know most of y'all are visual learners, the two of us included.
So let's start with this first caveat. All 17 of these amendments were brought by the racist, Christian nationalist Texas GOP. So it is completely reasonable to assume that they all have nefarious aims, right? So voting yes will forever enshrine all of these new amendments into the Texas Constitution. So while I want to support more of them just based on the language, I question the intent and the process of what will happen if we pass these.
Exactly, which is what they did in the last election with those Dallas sketchy amendments.
Exactly. So let's jump right into these because like the last election, they didn't make these snappy so we could make a cute, succinct graphic for you. It's quite a lot. There's 17.
Yeah. Bastards.
Bootlicking bastards, as a matter of fact.
The Democratic Party of today, we will take on whatever billionaire, whatever banker, whatever bootlicking bastard we have to make sure that the little guy gets his fair seat at the table.
Shout out to Kendall.
Shout out to Kendall Scudder, chairman of the Texas Democratic Party, who we just interviewed.
And friend of the pod.
Yeah, friend of the pod. Love that man. Okay, so Proposition 1 is Texas State Technical College funding. It's going to create a fund dedicated to investment in Texas State Technical College education facilities and infrastructure for training of much-needed technical skills. We're recommending a yes vote on that.
That's right. Proposition 2, ban capital gains taxes. And that is... It bans any future attempt to create a tax on capital gains. This would benefit the wealthy with significant investments while eliminating a potential source of tax revenue for future legislatures. Legislatures. That word. Legislatures. Legislatures.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're recommending no on this one.
That one's screwy. It's like
I read for a living.
Literally. Okay. Proposition 3 is mandatory bail denial for certain crimes, and it requires a bail denial of individuals accused of, specific crimes, but it means any federal crime, which, fun fact, throwing a water bottle at a protest is a federal crime. But that's removing the judicial discretion and undermining the presumption of innocence and due process. So we very firmly recommend a vote no on this one. Prop 3 is really one of the scariest ones on here. So please, no on 3.
I'm voting hell no on that one. So, that's it. All right. Proposition 4, water infrastructure fund. Funding the water infrastructure temporarily. This is a temporary amendment. by the way. So this is funding for water infrastructure. We are recommending no on this vote. And just real quick before we move on, in our newsletters, we have been slowly talking about two things a lot, which is AI and water. And I want people to start paying attention because these things are connected. We're running out of groundwater, which means we will be running out of water. And it's all because of AI.
Yeah. Yeah. And we want to be for a water infrastructure fund. We do. But from the research we've done, first of all, A, why is it temporary? B,
Exactly.
why is it going into the Constitution? Like, that's really
Mhm.
not the place for that. But third, from what I hear in research and, with organizers, is that the reason why the GOP is trying to pass this is so that these companies out there trying to develop these big reservoirs that communities have declined. Like, communities have voted or stood up against, saying like, no, we do not want this in our community for whatever reason. Usually it's for an environmental impact reason. They want to just push all those through because that becomes, again, a financial boon for these companies that build these giant reservoirs. And so we cannot support that. So that's why we're no on Prop 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so Prop 5 is another one that also sounds like a positive. No tax on animal feed. Like, sure, I want to be for that. But what it's actually specifically eliminating the tax on is retail uh, animal feed that is stored. How it works is these big, what do they call them? Agribusinesses, giant agricultural companies will grow animal feed and then they will store it in silos for years. And so they do get a tax if they keep this retail animal feed in a silo for years. They'll get taxed those years that they have it just sitting there. It's not going to help family farmers. That's not what that bill would or proposition would do. The proposition would only help these wealthy companies storing retail animal feed. So we're vote no on that one.
Proposition 6 permanently bans taxes on stock trades. So this means it permanently bans taxes on security trades to provide a tax break to hedge funds and wealthy investors, shifting the state's tax burden further onto the working class Texans. We are definitely recommending no on this one.
Yes, no thank you on 6.
No, thank you.
Proposition 7, homestead exemption for veteran spouses. Again, I feel questioning of their actual intent, but obviously we want to support veterans' families. It would provide tax relief to surviving spouses of veterans who died from service-related conditions or disease. So we are going to go ahead and vote a yes on this one, in the assumption that will help some veteran spouses, which we want to happen.
Definitely do. Proposition 8, the estate and gift tax ban. And this is a permanent ban on estate and gift taxes in Texas, protects wealthy families by shielding generational wealth from ever being taxed. We are recommending hell no on this one.
Yeah, hell no on Prop 8. Proposition 9 would exempt some business equipment from tax. It allows the legislature to exempt $125,000 of the market value of tangible personal property used for the production of income from taxation. Again, this is one of the ones that I will say a lot of progressives are supporting because they're like, well, I'm a small business owner and I want these whatevers. But the tax rebate is going to help the large corporations. They're going to use that as loopholes. It's really just making the wealthy wealthier.
Yeah, so we're voting no on that one.
Prop 9.
Yeah. Proposition 10, property tax relief for fire victims. This is a temporary tax relief for rebuilding after a home fire. We're definitely recommending yes for this one.
Yep, got to help those people.
Yeah.
Proposition 11, property tax reduction for senior homeowners. Increases the school property tax exemption for senior citizens and disabled Texans from $10,000 to $60,000. So we're recommending a no on this one. Again, it's another one that we really want to vote yes on. Obviously, we want senior citizen homeowners to have tax care. We want to remove some of these costs for them, but it's a temporary amendment. And these sorts of amendments honestly don't make sense for the Constitution. If they want to help senior citizens, they could have done that at any of the 3 sessions that they held this past year. The legislative sessions is where you pass bills like this for funding senior citizens. So we're voting no on that one.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on what you're saying, these are constitutional amendments, not bills or new laws. Some of these things, like Joey just said, should just go through the House and Senate like they should.
Yeah.
Okay. Proposition 12, judicial power play, politicizing judicial oversight. And this gives the governor more power over appointments to the state commission on judicial conduct, risking politicizing judicial discipline. Without even going any further, you should know we're voting no on this one.
Firmly no on 12. Yeah, another one of the really scary ones. Okay, Proposition 13 is another one we wish we could vote yes on. School tax relief for homeowners. It increases the homestead exemption. But again, it's temporary, doesn't really make sense for the Constitution, and also shifts more of the burden onto people who are renting and, doesn't help renters at all. It's just, to me, more welfare for the wealthy.
Exactly. Proposition 14, dementia research. This creates a publicly funded research institution for dementia, Alzheimer's, and related diseases with $3 billion in dedicated funding. Now, this sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't speak too much about this. I'm going to let Joey do this, but we are recommending no on this one, and Joey will tell you why.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of dementia in my family history, so, it would impact me to have more dementia research. That's something I want to support. But I know that we have world-renowned institutes fighting dementia in Texas right now that we are currently cutting funding to. So it doesn't make sense in the Constitution, and also fund it as a bill. Like we should absolutely be funding dementia research to the existing institutes doing that work. So
Exactly.
we're now. Okay, Proposition 15, parental rights. Oh man, that word is quite a hot button word. People want to be for parental rights, right? Cloaked as parental rights. But this amendment seeks to enable further control of classrooms, libraries, healthcare choices for children to enforce Christian nationalism on all Texans. We are firmly a no on that one.
A big hell no on that
Mm.
one. All right, Proposition 16, citizenship for voting. An unnecessary amendment being pushed by political gain without altering current laws, which already only allow citizens to vote. This contributes to the increase of anti-immigrant sentiment. So we are definitely voting no on this one and recommending you do too.
Mm-hmm. Proposition 17 would create more tax breaks for people who own land along the border wall. Again, a grift for large landowners to support Abbott and Trump's border theatrics. Vote
Yes,
no
and
on Prop 17.
they already confiscated my land down there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's all 17. Those are all of them. And just a reminder, these will be on the ballot for all of Texas, not just Dallas or even just for Dallas County. This is for all of Texas. So everyone in this big ass state needs to be ready to vote for these.
Yep, and check out our personal voting guide on our Substack. We'll put a graphic for you to download as well, and we'll also link to other studies that we've looked at, other positions on these. Vote the way you want to vote. This is just our personal recommendation, but we're going to share all of that study.
Yeah. And as always, you cannot use your phone in the voting booth, but you can print and use a voting guide. Don't try to memorize all these. So come ready to vote for success.
Big time. And speaking of voting, here are the dates we all need to put in your calendar. Make sure that you don't miss your opportunity to vote in this election. Again, these constitutional amendments will impact all of our lives, and there's 17 of them. So you want to have your
17.
voice heard. So the very first chance to vote, the very best day to vote is on Monday, October 20th. That's, get it done, knock it out, cross it off your list. But early voting runs all the way from Monday, October 20th to Friday, October 31st. Halloween is the last day of early voting. And I highly encourage weekend voting. It's really a great opportunity to gather with friends, go vote the weekend of October 25th and Sunday, October 26th. You can vote either day, Saturday or Sunday, that one weekend. Then again, early voting ends on October 31st, and the very last chance to vote is Election Day, which is Tuesday, November 4th.
That's the episode. Thanks for watching and preparing to vote and exercising your constitutional right, whatever that means these days.
Yes, please plan to vote. These elections historically have very low turnout, especially with Dems and left-leaning folks. They're counting on us to not be engaged in sitting this one out.
And we've seen what can happen when that happens.
So please have your say. Go out there and make your vote. Is that all the business we need to conduct on this episode, Jalen?
Well, there's one more thing.
Okay, do it.
Season 2 of Get Pod Local is coming soon.
Woo-hoo! Yes, we are back.
We recorded some of our favorite guests in December before the administration took over, and now we're circling back 10 months later just to check in. I don't know if things have changed, but we're just seeing what's going on.
It's going to be great. I cannot wait for you guys to see all the new episodes.
Yeah.
And then there's just the statewide elements on the ballot, but in Houston, there's also a special election that we're keeping our eyes on.
Yep. There's an 18th Congressional District special election. It's considered a safely Democratic district, having been held by the late great Sylvester Turner, but safe is not official.
Correct. Thankfully, the Democrats have a full bench of amazing folks running in that race.
Lucky Houston. And I don't say that often as
No.
somebody that lives in Dallas. Lucky Houston. We are not Houston residents, so we will not be voting or represented by whomever wins, but we are recommending either Jalandra Jones
or Christian Menifee. Either of them are amazing candidates. You know, Jalandra has been kicking ass for us for a long time. She's really stepped up. She's been a great leader in this past few months when they had to flee the state for the racist maps. She's been amazing for years and years in her seat. And then also Christian Menifee, young talent coming up. Like, be great to support him as well.
That's right. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe on Substack so this and all of our newsletters and podcast episodes get delivered to your mailbox.
Yep, Jalen shares the daily news on the daily news briefs, which are lovely. It's where I'm getting all of my news now because I cannot stand to actually watch the news. It is very palpitation-inducing. But she updates on the biggest headlines and stories in every week's GPL newsletter.
And every Sunday, Joey, our resident precinct chair, gives you your call of action in Organizer's Corner. And I get to say this for the first time on camera. We keep up with the news and policy for you so you don't have to. Aren't we sweet? Talk to you guys soon. Very, very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Yay! Yay! One take GPL.
You need to do another take? Do you
I
need,
don't think so.
you don't need
I
options?
think,
Okay.
yeah, I think I can. Yeah, we
This is
self-edited.
criminal, yeah.
Yeah, we self-edit. We're pros.
I mean,
We're pros. We don't do podcasts for a living, but we do this shit for a living. We're pros.
that's true. That's true.
You know
Good
what I mean?
point. Yeah.
I'm already editing in my head.
Oh, sweet. You're a badass. How are you going to have
No.
time for that, though?
Don't you worry about it. Democracy needs me to do it.
It does.
Okay.
It does need you to do
Okay.
it. I mean,
I'm gonna find a way.
Girl,
you know
you
what
are
will
a
help?
fucking saint.
Coffee helps.